guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm not on a load today, so this won't be a load video. So if you turn it in for like a load, just giving you a heads up, this not gonna be a load video. I had a eviction for one of my tenants today, so it kind of messed up my morning, and I'm just wrapping up with that. I had to get the tenants evicted, board the house up, like all that, until I get ready to go in there and do like the repairs and all that type of stuff. So I was thinking it was a good time to talk about the load boards and the apps. And the reason why I'm talking about it, my mentor and I, we was talking about this the other day, and we was talking about if the load board is still worth it. Like, oh, is it anything going on the load board? Now, of course, I think everything is opinion based, right? I think like his opinion was maybe it's not worth it no more because it is saturated. There's a lot of people using it. Now I'm talking about Selexus. I'm not talking about no other load board. So the load board I use is called the Selexus load board. I think my opinion is the load board is worth it. Now, my package I have on the load board, they have multiple packages. I think I might have probably the lowest package, right? What I know about it, all the packages kind of do like the almost like the same thing. I think one of them you get more like trucks you can add. One of them is like it comes with like tracking or something, like it tracks your truck like without you having to tell the system where your truck is at. It tracks like your phone. You just put like your phone in there or something and it tracks it. Like different features like that. I don't know all the features, so forgive me. If you want to learn more about Selexus, look it up, learn the features. I don't think, in my opinion, Selexus is just completely dead, right? I don't think Selexus is just like a waste of money. Oh, I was talking about the plan. I'm sorry. I gotta get my thoughts together. All this is just random, just freestyling, right? I didn't write none of this down, so bear with me. So I have the lowest tier Selexus, which is $350 a month. Now it go up in tiers. I think the next tier might be $500, then the tier after that might be like $600. To my knowledge, I don't even know how many units I can have. Right now, I'm running at least, I think, 6 units on that one system that I have, but I don't think there's a cap. I don't know what's the cap, but if it is, it's gotta be a big cap. Meaning, what I'm saying is, this is what I was explaining to him. Let me try to get it together, what I'm saying. If you're using it every single day, you're gonna start getting to work. When I first came into the business, I was using Selexus. I was using it every single day, and I was actually using it through him. And we was finding work almost every day, right? But we busy. He got a couple of businesses. I got a couple of businesses. So some days we on it, some days we not. Like today, actually this week, I think today is Thursday. You know how many times I've been on Selexus this week? None. I haven't used it. I haven't been on it because my other businesses are taking my attention. That's not Selexus' fault. That's my fault. The same thing with the apps. It's plenty of times the apps will send me work every day. It may not be work I like, but a lot of times I don't take the work because I'm out doing other things with one of my other businesses that take priority over me dealing with the apps or the load board. You know, we are in a position, me and my mentor, where we have other businesses that we generate money from. So we can be selective on whether we want to look for work that day or not, right? And sometimes it hit us too because we have to look for work. But it's not the app's fault, like the Curri app or Airspace app. I mean, I'll go plenty of times where I just turn the apps off, where I don't even just want it going through my phone. I just told y'all one of my couple of videos back, like I went like a month with the apps off because I had other things that took precedence over those, right? And definitely, if y'all know I wasn't on the apps, I definitely wasn't on the load board. So I think if you use the load board every day, and not to mention, you can run your own fleet off the load board and you can run other fleets off the load board. If somebody brought a Sprinter van or a box truck, because you can run box trucks and Sprinter vans off the Selexus load board, and they brought a box truck, a Sprinter van, and they needed work, I could look for them work, book them, and charge them a percentage of the load, like every other broker do, right? I could broker the work to them under my company. I could run it under my company and then give them the contract, at least give them the load. I had a contract because it's under my name. And then I would pay them at the end of the day through OTR and then take a percentage off of that because I'm finding them the load and factor in the paperwork, you know, all that stuff. Y'all know how I go if you ever use a dispatching company, right? I could dispatch them. So then I could make money off of that, which my amount that I'm paying Selexus with $350 wouldn't change. Right? And then, you know, me and my mentor, we split the cost of Selexus. So the cost really comes down in that sense. So I don't really think, I think is user, right? User error or whatever you want to call it, that it's our fault that it's not working, right? It's our fault, not nothing to do with them. I was joking with him and I was like, well, if we call Selexus and we want to cancel our plan and we're not getting no loads, and then they start asking us questions like how much we use it and, you know, excuse me, how often we reaching out to brokers and different stuff like that, and we be like, oh, we barely using it. They're gonna be like, well, how's that our fault? That's the way I look at it, right? I think, you know, and then I feel like it's a little more difficult with the load board because it's other competition out there, right? You got the DAT board, you got a lot of these brokers, they internally have their own load board now. I think like Load One or what's the name of that big company? I can't think of the name of that big company. But a lot of the brokers, they have their own load boards now. Whereas though, like, they ain't even put their work on Selexus no more. So that creates a competition. There's another load board called like Full Circle or something like that. They up and coming. A lot of brokers put their loads on that one as well. So that's competition. And now you got so many of the apps breaking out. Whereas though, a lot of stuff that I carry on the apps, like the freight I carry, it isn't just medical supplies and stuff like that. I carry pallets and all kinds of stuff. When I first came in, that's the type of stuff I will be picking up on the load board, and I will be getting paid way more on the load board, right? So you got all that competition there, so things are changing, but at the same time, I feel like it's up to us to put in the work, put in the time, put in the energy to take advantage of the apps or the load board, right? You gotta take more loads. You always hear me say like, well, I ain't took no loads in a while, so I gotta get back in the algorithm. That's because I ain't been using the loads. But if I start taking loads every day, guess what? They keep sending loads to me, or they call me direct. So they see you want to work, they give you the work, or at least they shoot it to you, and you try to make the numbers match. Sometimes the app numbers be off. Even sometimes the load board, the numbers be off. I don't take everything on the load board because I don't be liking the numbers. So if the numbers make sense, I take it. If they don't make sense, I pass. You know, and then a lot of times on the load board, the same brokers are on the load board shooting loads. So eventually, like I've done, like my mentor has done, we've built relationships with some of the brokers. Like a lot of brokers might have like your area, your lane, whatever, like maybe from Maryland to like New York or something, right? Whatever this lane is called, right? So every time they post something, a lot of times it's the same broker posting. So once you get on the load with them, you do a good job with them. A lot of times, as soon as you send them an email about a load that you see on the load board, they'll pull right out like, oh, I know it's New Wave. He do a good job, and they give me the load. They even sometimes give me more money because they know they can go to sleep. Like, you just gotta knock it out, do a good job. They on to the next load. They making money hand over fist. They ain't really can, but the less they gotta get phone calls for something crazy you doing, that's better for them. So they don't bother you as much, right? And they give you more work. I remember, and what you can do, this is how I do it a lot of times. Let's say I get a load for a broker that I do a lot of work for, or they familiar with me, at least my company or whatever. If another broker for their company has a load, right? What I'll do is when I send an email over, I'll send an email and CC the person I have a relationship with. And y'all heard me say this about on a load before. That person I got a relationship, I respond and be like, hey, you should give this person to work. They really do good work. They company really good. They reliable. They don't give me no issues. And I'll get work that way, right? Like I'll build another relationship because I did a relationship with this other person. But if you're not on a load board, even somebody that you got a relationship with, if they don't see you putting in loads for a while, it's just how things go. Like, it's just what they say, out of sight, out of mind, right? But if you in their face every day, if I get a load and I'm going to go to Atlanta, I email 4 or 5 brokers I got a relationship with. Hey, look, I got them on my way to Atlanta, man. You know, if anything going to be leaving out of Atlanta, keep me in mind. And then when I get to Atlanta, I'll shoot them an email. Hey, I got a truck in Atlanta. Yeah. If you got anything coming out of here, let me know, right? So that's how you get more out of them, right? So I don't believe that is the apps or the load board, right? You get out what you put in. That's the way I look at it. So that's my humble opinion. You know, let me know what y'all think. You know, let me know what y'all think. Is the load boards? Is it us? Is it the prices? You know, I think it's like, you know, it's a mixture. Like I say, some days the load board's slow, some days it's jamming. Some days the app's slow, some days they jamming. They jam. It's just business, right? It's just every day not gonna be good. You know, I might have weeks where I'm every day numbers crazy. Then I might have weeks where it's slow. Like I might not make nothing, but once or twice, made 1 or 2 days, right? But again, most of the time, is based on me and my time schedule and what I got going on. This week has been a very slow week for me, but it's not slow. It's just that I've been busy doing other things, right? I had multiple things I had to do that was way more important than me looking for a load. I wasn't really making money doing those things, but they was important and I had to take care of them, which gonna lead to more money. So that's not the load boy fault. That's not the app's fault. Airspace hit me last night for a load, maybe like 12 o'clock, but I didn't even answer the phone because I knew I had to do my eviction this morning. That's not Airspace fault. I could have had a prior cool load last night, but I wasn't doing it and be up all night and then had to deal with this. Or I was like, if I get it and I can't drop it off and I got to explain all that, I just didn't even answer the phone, right? Because it was just like, by the time I got to the phone, it's 12 o'clock at night. I think it was like 12 o'clock at night, whatever. You know, they hung up. So I wouldn't even have been able to take the load. So that's how I look at it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. You know, leave some comment section. Y'all let me know, is the load board? Is it us? Like, I don't know. Is it the drivers, the owners? I don't know. It could be a mixture, but you know, give me your opinion. I just wanted to talk to y'all about that because I'm always saying I'm gonna get back to a topic and I never get back to it. So today it was on my mind to just like make time to get back to the topic. So let me know what y'all think. Appreciate y'all taking the time to watch, man. I'll see y'all on the next video.